found my perfect sound. Can you see the fire in my eyes? Bitch, it's burning out. Lightning in a bottle. I think I just found my perfect sound. Can you see the fire in my eyes? Bitch, it's burning out.
Yo, how you living? How you feeling? How you doing? It's First Choice Fantasy. We're back today with another video. Alex and Brandon, how you living?
I'm alive.
Living good.
I'm alive. On a scale of 1 to alive, we are alive.
Indeed, all three of us, yeah.
Definitely not an automated machine.
Are you,
We're going to be that here sooner or later.
don't agree. Anyway, today we have our part uno of the free agency decisions. What the hell's happening? There's like 2 decisions that have been made so far, but yeah, free agency. So we're going to glaze over that, I guess, a little bit. Probably going to talk about more next week because as of right now, Kenny Golladay is not signed anywhere, and that's one of the bigger dominoes, I guess you could say, of free agency. Chris Carson as well. T.Y. Hilton, I guess. He's kind of important. I don't know about that, but
maybe to somebody.
Yeah. Who else is out there? You guys know?
Guys.
Sammy Watkins, the important.
Yeah, Watkins.
Antonio Brown. Will he catch,
him,
more than 15 passes next year?
He's going to go to Kansas City. Book it.
That would be interesting. I think we've got two very important things we need to touch on here, and then the rest of it's nothing. So I'll start with one. The Raiders paying Kenyon Drake to be a starting running back, despite the fact that they already have a starting running back. So let's spend 7 minutes just laughing at that.
Still on a rookie contract, and you're going to put money on another running back?
Who wasn't really good last year.
No.
None of Drake's advanced metrics are really smiling well upon him, and he's only getting older. And Devontae Booker was good last year, and they could have just found a receiving back to fill in
Jamal
behind
Williams, something like that.
That would be beautiful.
But instead, we got Kenyon Drake, which is hilarious if you happen to already own Kenyon Drake in a dynasty league, because now you're done. You're fucked. That's what you get for buying into the hype, asshole.
Imagine having Drake and Jacobs. That's something.
This free agency period has just been so unkind to Bob's team, and I'm loving every second of it.
Yeah. Well, besides the Fitzpatrick signing, that's kind of kind to McLaurin.
Oh, and McLaurin. Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that. I thought you were going to say to Fitzpatrick. Yeah, whatever. But all right. Got that out of the way. The second point, maybe the biggest addition of this week so far, Keelan Cole to the Jets. What are we thinking? Really groundbreaking stuff here.
I was a huge Keelan Cole fan.
Come in, replace Jamison Crowder, who's about to get cut now, I believe.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that he's the best receiver on the team.
Yeah.
Oh, they also signed that Corey Davis guy, so we'll see how that goes.
They're going to have Corey Davis and that rookie from last year. And Brashad Perriman.
Rashad
Perriman is in Detroit.
Is he really?
Yes.
What?
Oh,
man, totally missed out on that.
Can cut him right.
That works good for my dynasty team. Hell yeah.
How so?
I don't know. I mean, someone's got to be a wide receiver in Detroit.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No, the fuck they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't. Jared Goff
had Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp. What?
Yeah, good receiver.
That's not horrible. I mean, he's not a good quarterback, but that doesn't mean their weapons aren't irrelevant all of a sudden.
The play caller matters too, I think.
If they're out on the field, I think he's going to be, for Brashad Perriman, he's going to be a little bit more valuable than he was last season.
For the Jets? When he was healthy?
What was that?
That's a key point. Healthy.
Wasn't he on the field for the Jets when he was healthy?
Yeah, he flashed. Flashed his Jets.
They flashed.
Listen,
really flashed.
I'm not trying to make an argument to say that Brashad Perriman's some all-star. I'm just saying for a dynasty player that's just been on my team for some reason, it's not that bad.
And I get it because your team is basically starters and then a bunch of slop. So I can understand you getting
that's what I'm working with.
Some of that slop, maybe being able to be a flex player. So I understand your position of hosting. So let's talk about JuJu now, because that's the name that comes into my head next.
I heard he was supposed to.
Odd decision. I think odd decision on both parties' part, honestly.
Yeah.
Steelers have 3 capable receivers outside of JuJu, and like they could very much use that $8 million elsewhere. And yet, here we are with JuJu back on the team. So that's neat.
I seen that he turned down the Chiefs and he turned down the Ravens and tried to go for the Eagles, and the Eagles didn't want him.
Which is kind of surprising to me, but it makes me wonder how much he really wanted. Because like I would have thought Howie would have jumped at the chance to add even like a number 2. But
I think he was probably asking for a lot.
yeah, they said like he took a significant like pay cut in order to come back, which to me I would think implies that he was probably looking at like somewhere in the realm of what Davis got, if not a little more, from
Which
like a
is
Baltimore Kansas
fair,
City.
but
I mean, maybe he wanted more. Maybe they were offering 3 years, like 40. He wanted like 350. I don't know. Who am I to say? But I don't really love it from Pittsburgh's standpoint. I'm not sure it really like. I still feel like they're built to throw the ball a lot. Their offensive line still sucks. Like they don't have running backs. Maybe they get someone, but it still seems like they're just going to do what they did last year, where they just Ben takes the snap and throws it immediately. So it's kind of disappointing to me from the Steelers receivers fantasy perspective. But whatever.
I guess.
Still like Deonta.
yeah,
Still
same here.
I'm all right with JuJu. And it's just a year, so see how things happen next year. Maybe he'll get that number 1. Maybe he'll play better. Maybe he won't play better. Who the fuck knows?
I think that's what he's banking on, definitely, is for a better season.
For sure.
Possibly get what he wants.
More money. I've heard like Allen Robinson accepting the tag. Apparently, like the upper level receiver market isn't necessarily where people thought it would be. Galladay still unsigned, which is kind of odd because a lot of like Nelson Aguilar got a decent chunk of change.
Yeah, these like role player-esque, like useful players, but not like anything to push you over the edge or getting signed to like decent contracts. And then you got freaking Galladay out there unsigned.
I'm also confused with the Marvin Jones thing. Like he got 217, which is like, 214, which is like basically what Kendrick Bourne got every 3 years, and less than what Aguilar got, and like less than what a bunch of other guys got. But I don't really get that.
I don't see where that makes sense at all.
Either. It's a good find there for Jacksonville.
Absolutely.
At that price. I mean, like Keelan Cole, got $5.5 million for the Jets. And obviously I was joking about that, but Marvin Jones got barely more than that over 2 seasons. And Marvin Jones is legitimately pretty good receiver.
By far much more.
He's like I don't know how they're going to rotate like him, Chark, and Chenault. I would imagine that like some of them are going to be hurt at some point. But like if Jones plays the majority of the season, gets started minutes, which he probably will, like I don't really think 1,000 yards is out of the question. But that was questionable to me. I'd love the Eagles been all over that, but 'twas not to be.
Eagles, have they even made any moves yet?
Not anything of substance.
Yeah.
Which, honestly,
I think a defensive tackle and a safety.
Yeah, they re-signed Hassan Ridgeway and they signed a special teams safety from Tampa Bay. Grant, I was talking to Ed with this before. If you guys saw the TV deal, that like basically doubles their TV revenue, so the cap is about to skyrocket. So like even like the Eagles, who don't currently have cap space, they might as well have cap space because like they can do what a lot of teams have been doing, which is just backload the shit out of these deals. Like knowing that like that cap boom is coming, because anything short of like COVID 2.0, it's coming.
Wonder if that's why JuJu did what he did.
I could see some of the remaining free agents out there, especially like the not old guys wanting
Galladay for sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that'll be an interesting one again. I wonder if he considers like a 1 or 2 year deal, because I'm sure like Baltimore or New York, they're gonna want like 4 or 5 year contracts. I mean, he's only 27. He could wait out a year.
Supposedly, Cincy came at him with a 1 year, while the Giants have been trying to get multi-year for him. But
I heard that.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I mean, why not just go to Cincy? A lot of targets there with AJ Green out, and I mean, like Kenny Galladay is a much more effective version of AJ Green. So,
Sure.
at least currently.
I must ask, Ed, I know I brought this up earlier, this player, Jamal Williams. How do you feel about this? I know you're a DeAndre Swift fan also. How do you feel about Swift and Williams? I think, personally, I wish I was kind of excited for Williams and where he could have landed because he's that type of player that could be utilized very efficiently if was picked up by the right team. Like, think about with the Seattle Seahawks. He would have been fantastic there.
I would have loved that.
And he ends up with the Lions behind Swift, going to be a utilized number 2. How do you feel about Swift and how much this will affect him and his future?
Yeah, I feel like Swift can't. Dude's small, and really, you don't want any running back out there every snap anymore. So,
yeah, I agree.
So you're thinking it's going to benefit him?
I don't really think it. I feel like they were never going to just roll into the season with just Swift. I don't really think this changes his outlook very much. Probably, I mean, Williams, I feel like will get touches, but I guess it's a negative if you were hoping that he would be like a starter somewhere.
But he will be utilized in the running or passing game, and that's not the best look for Swift.
I feel like it's the name that kind of makes everybody like. I'm on Twitter obviously a lot, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, this is very big news, yada yada." It's not that big, and it's like Jamal Williams. The name I think is what scares people, like the fact that he did things occasionally in Green Bay, and like when called upon, he's efficient and whatnot. So like, I guess they think the touches that he's going to get are going to be efficient, which is a fair assumption, but they think that that's going to like take over Swift's role, which it won't. I also seen a statistic on Twitter. It said something like DeAndre Swift carried or handled like 35% of the touches or something like that last year for the Lions backfield, which is kind of weird. That might be off or not, but that's definitely.
Is that counting the whole season or just the time that he was in there? Because with didn't he miss some time and
probably
always start off the season strong. So that's not really a surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that'll go up next year. But it's not like he's going to get 100%. No one can.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Especially like he's on the smaller side. I don't know 60-some% you're hoping for, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair.
Realistically. So I would leave Williams with a decent amount. I mean, that probably makes Williams like a decent like depth addition if you're in a large league or like a dynasty league. But
I'm interested in Jamal Williams, honestly. I mean, the fact that he's going to an offense who I don't know about the Lions' offensive line lately, but I know it's probably a downgrade from the Packers' offensive line. But the fact that he's going to get more touches more than likely than he did last year is kind of interesting, I guess, just as like a depth piece type of thing, you know what I mean? But I don't think it hurts Swift at all.
That offense could also be a fucking train wreck.
Yeah.
That's exactly another thing.
Especially if they don't get some more receivers, and they're going to have Jared Goff throwing the ball to nobody.
No, we just established Rashad Perriman.
Making slightly more than the minimum, which qualifies him as a no one.
Well, moving on from the Detroit Lions.
Always
I know this is a week later, but, I mean, we got to show a little bit of reaction to the Patriots making that splash. You guys feeling good about that?
No.
I believe in what Belichick's doing as, like, a football perspective, but fantasy-wise, at first I saw Jonnu signing, and I have him in Dynasty, and I wasn't like, it could have been worse, I thought to myself, but now after the Hunter Henry signing, it's just muddied the water that much more on these tight ends.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like, to me, it depends what they do at quarterback. Because if they draft a rookie, which if I was a Patriots fan, I would be like screaming at my television for this to happen. I feel like it bodes better for their long-term upside. Because Cam can't really throw the ball anymore. And, like, he can probably throw to tight ends, but, I would like it a lot better if they had someone who could throw. Like, honestly, I trust Belichick to, like, use his targets efficiently. And, like, they're not Gronk and Hernandez, but, like, both of those guys got touches. And considering that they're their top 2 pass catchers, I would expect both of them to get targets. It's just a matter of, will they actually be on target? Or will it be hitting the dirt 15 yards in front of them?
I think they'll be on target because I'm going to make a bold prediction right here. You ready for it? This probably won't happen logically. It makes no fucking sense at all. But it's a Patriot move, right?
What's
They need
that?
a quarterback. Where are they at in the draft? Like in the middle?
15.
15. That's like Mac Jones territory if none of the other ones fall to them. But maybe, just maybe, the Jets move on from Sam Darnold. Obviously, it's in division. That's the logic. That's where logic faults me. But
Yeah, I don't know if they'd want to risk that. I could see Garoppolo happening if San Francisco gets
Do
aggressive.
you think Garoppolo would want to go back there?
Does he
I
have
don't
a
know why,
trade
but I
clause?
feel like I'm getting the vibe that he just doesn't want to go back. Because I saw something saying that 49ers have no interest in sending him there. Now, I'm just assuming, or taking a shot in the dark here, but I'm wondering if that's not because the 49ers wouldn't be willing, but Garoppolo just wouldn't be willing.
Does he have a trade clause? Does anyone know? I mean, if not, I can't really see
I mean,
why
he was
they
in
would give a
he was
shit
in
about
talks with trades at one
Yeah.
point. I saw stuff about that, so I don't know why he would be brought up in that discussion if it wasn't even a scenario.
Well, I mean, because
he
player
does
can
have a
still
trade clause.
Does it?
I mean, the player can still prove that. And if San Francisco gets a rookie quarterback and they tell Garoppolo, hey, man, you're not the starter. I mean, I think he'll take the exit. Thing is,
they would have brought back Mullins if they were going to get rid of Garoppolo.
they've spent a lot of money so far. And I feel like an easy way to counteract that is to get rid of the guy that you're paying a fuck ton of money to be a bad quarterback.
Yeah.
So, I could see Belichick taking him back. Something.
I don't know if you guys heard me, but he does have a no trade clause.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, they could, you could waive that. I mean,
If
So it's the player's decision to waive it.
Yeah.
So that just makes my reasoning, my guess, even that much more plausible.
I mean, but like I
You
just
know it's
said,
true,
if they get
Alex.
if they get a quarterback and they tell Garoppolo he's not the starter, but he can go start in New England, I'm willing to bet you that he's going to go
take
start
it.
in
I
New
see what
England.
you're saying.
And
Or he's just like, nah, man, I'll just keep getting paid as a
Okay.
backup.
or he could go to New England and hopefully get paid a second time.
I'm trying to think, what are some other names? Is it time to move on to some just shot in the dark guesses for some of these leftover free agents?
Stroud is going to Baltimore. You heard it here first.
I agree.
I
don't know when
think
he
that's most likely.
Although, Baltimore's probably he's probably just using Baltimore leverage in order to make the Giants pay him more money. But I don't want to see him go to the Giants, so Baltimore it
Me
is.
neither.
Brandon, what did you say? The Jets?
No, I said I was agreeing with you guys.
Oh, okay.
Chris Carson is going to go to
Dolphins.
the.
That's a good guess. I like that. Dolphins.
I thought I'd seen rumors on Twitter, but it must not be a verified account. It might be tweaking.
Carson's going to go to the Steelers. Heard it here first.
Heard it here first.
You guys are calling out. I'm gonna say Carson to. I'm gonna say Patriots.
Carson to the Patriots. That's an interesting one. Wonder if he wants money or not. I think Bill spent.
There are a lot of all right running backs left. Carson, Lindsey. I believe I saw another one or two decent.
Lindsey.
Yeah, the Broncos withdrew their tender on him. Duke Johnson, he's out there.
Gonna go back to Brady.
Now, is it just me or what? How is Keanu Neal the 70th ranked free agent left? But and Madden, I'm always trying to get him. He's like a hot commodity. I'm just going after him. He's like 86 overall, and he's trash here. No
Probably
one wants
because
him.
Madden doesn't know what they're doing.
So you're telling me, let's look at some of these players ahead of him. Oh, well.
And ratings are about as accurate as something that is incredibly inaccurate.
Mitch Trubisky in Buffalo.
Anthony Harris. He's a better. You're telling me he's a better safety.
Like
29 years old compared
Anthony
to 26 years old.
Better than
Bullshit.
Keanu Neal? Yeah, probably, yeah. Anthony Harris.
Well, moving on from defensive players. What about T.Y. Hilton? I don't give. Honestly,
I don't care.
this may seem harsh, but I don't care. I don't really care fantasy wise. I don't.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right, that's the end of the T.Y.
I
Hilton.
guess we kind of have to make a guess though, so it doesn't really matter if we care or not.
No, we don't. I didn't make a guess. I withdraw my eligibility to make a guess.
T.Y. Hilton to the Green Bay Packers. Let's go. That's a good one.
I'm
T.Y.
surprised. Speaking of the Green Bay Packers,
Why did they do nothing at all?
Fuller.
I know. It makes no sense. But I gotta stick by my new favorite team in the Miami Dolphins. So
I'm not too surprised that he didn't get like a multi-year deal just because of the fact that he's had like one healthy season and he got suspended again.
Yeah.
Maybe he just wanted to play in Florida. If my options are to go play in 1 year in Green Bay or Florida, Florida's pretty appetizing.
Or it's the Miami Dolphins enticing Deshaun Watson to want to go to Miami because, Will Fuller's now here. Are you happy with Miami now?
I don't know if we should talk about Deshaun Watson right now.
I feel like you'd want Fuller regardless, especially if you got the money to burn for a year. And yeah, I don't know where Watson's going, but his accusations are stacking the fuck up. So
They are. Well,
that's the situation. Yeah, that's all the Deshaun Watson content we got. I'll hit you back with that next time something happens.
What do you guys think about Philip Lindsay possibly going with San Francisco, maybe?
49ers.
It'd just be another
That
dude to pop up there and have 3 huge games and disappear for the rest of the schedule. So I like it.
No. I think he'd go to 49ers and take the starting job.
Yeah, probably get hurt, but still have.
Yeah, I was going to say, you need like Jeff Wilson or Raheem Mostert or any other guy that ever goes to San Francisco. If you're projected San Francisco to have it every down back, then you clearly haven't been paying attention.
That's just recency bias.
What recency? Yeah, that's what the NFL.
You can't apply recency bias to a whole running back room.
Philip Lindsay,
even if they bring in a new guy.
Philip Lindsay
doesn't really have one guy either.
Shannon, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Ed.
I didn't hear what Ed said.
That Shanahan doesn't go with just one guy. That you're going to get the Jeff Wilson, Jerick McKinnon, Philip Lindsay, 3 other guy experience.
I feel like if he has to, he'll go with that 1-2 punch, but he's definitely not going with one. Like Tevin Coleman, Devonta Freeman. Maybe that would be Jeff Wilson, Philip Lindsay.
Oh, I like that.
Jeff
be
Wilson
interesting until they both get injured by week 6. Because it's not act like this isn't a problem that Philip Lindsay has faced before. He's a tiny man. Tiny men, getting tackled by people that are 6'5" sometimes leads to complications.
Tend to not hold up.
Yeah, like Brandon out there playing in the NFL. I don't think he'd last more than like a couple of games without going on the IR for a short amount of time.
Maybe a couple.
Yeah, that would imply that I'm out on that field. So fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, give me the million.
I'm on national television.
Maybe you were just in college.
No, I'd be on the sideline, get sideswiped by a tackle gone wrong.
That's probably what would happen. You'd be like one of the guys.
Someone would walk up and be like, good game. I'd launch into the stadium.
Or like the strength and conditioning coach would be running up the sideline, like slapping his hands, like doing the air fist punches. Like, yeah.
I'd step a little bit too close to the white line, get knocked out.
Just as soon as you even approach the field, Like there is a linebacker that immediately comes screaming out of nowhere to literally knock your body out of the stadium. You're flying out like a bird. Yep, there goes Brandon. Brandon's now questionable to return this game. Will they let him back inside?
Oh man.
All right, we got any more
James
names?
White. James, I'm gonna shout out some names. James
Who the
White.
Buccaneers?
Oh my god. I
Probably.
hate that, but I love it at the same time.
It's happening. It is
That'd
absolutely
be
happening.
great. They're just rebuilding the Patriots.
They are. Oh, Chris Godwin. Where's Chris Godwin going to go?
Can you get tagged?
Yeah.
They're going to trade him.
I hope not.
Trade
Well,
him.
they're
Heard it here.
signing James White to replace Chris Godwin. They'll just trade him.
No, they're going to re-sign Antonio Brown to replace Chris Godwin.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And
What
they're
about
gonna
James
trade
Conner?
Who cares?
What? You don't care about James Conner? They had a horrible offensive line.
Buffalo.
Buffalo? Okay, that's gross. I'd rather Chris Carson than Buffalo.
I was saying.
I know I said Patriots, but I hope I like Chris Carson. I think he's a good running back. I think he's my favorite running back out of the rookies, other than Aaron Jones, but he got re-signed.
Rookie. All right, Chris Carson to the Jets. James Conner to the
You're
Jets.
gonna say
just
James
killing
White.
my dreams.
Anyone to the Jets.
Why?
Marlon Mack to the Jets. Psych. Going back to Indy. Going to back up Jordan Wilkins.
Jonathan Taylor gets traded for a third-round pick from the Jets.
Just imagine these two characters in the locker room together. Aaron Rodgers and Antonio Brown. Best friends or no?
Hell no. Hell no.
Probably just wouldn't talk to each other. Once AB got open, then they probably get along.
Yeah.
I think Rodgers will get along with anyone that doesn't screw up. All right, who else we got? We got any more names? We added names.
I think I'm good with names.
We added. All right, then. This concludes part one of the we don't know how many parts free agent reactions.
Yeah, good point. Hopefully next week Kenny Galladay signs with Philadelphia Eagles, and if he does, we'll catch you next week on First Choice Fantasy. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We're out.
Deuces.